Thank you very much, and I want to welcome you today. My name is Eckhard Fangmeier. I'm from Bioenergy Village, Jühnde, and I will tell you this amazing story, what we have done in the past. And we are walking a little step, but I feel very comfortable in seeing this conference here, that this is a spirit which works worldwide. Okay, my presentation I will give to you starts first with a thanks to Christine König. Christine König from König Consultants visited our nice village in summertime, and she had the nice idea to invite me to the conference, and I would like to thank you very much. Okay, Jühnde. Jühnde is a very small village with 750 inhabitants and is located in the central of Germany here, near Göttingen. That's a university town where, for example, Carl Friedrich Gauss worked. And this small village, 10 kilometers far away from the huge towns, is very rural. We have farmers and a lot of fields around and wood, and this has the resources we would like to take in order to create our own energy. These are some pictures how it looked like in Jühnde. So it's very rural, of course, an opposite to this huge town here in Toronto, which I love very much. The motivation for this project comes in 2001 from the university in Göttingen, and there were a lot of professors who had a nice idea that it should be possible to convince a village that they do their own energy production and that they feel responsible for this. And the title for the project was given by self-sufficient heating and electricity supply using biomass. That was the core idea at this time. And there was not only the idea to produce technical energy, there was also the idea to produce a benefit, of course, for the economical wise and ecological benefit from producing lesser carbon dioxide. And the main point, and that's what I want to tell you at this point, is to include the people. The people are the most important factor. Nothing is limited by the technical solutions. It is limited by the people who follow these ideas, who are convinced and feel comfortable with this. Jühnde took the idea. I'm personally living with my family and my 3 children in Jühnde, and we took the idea from the university and the challenge that we tried to develop this project with the goal that we want to see, could it work, is it possible, and could we take the responsibility. And we developed this project, and later on, after we feel very comfortable, we invest in this project with an amount of around about $7 million. What it is important is that we are producing with our energy plant double of the electricity the village is needed. So we have some electricity in order to give it away for other people, and I want to tell you later on how we would like to use it in future too. Some milestones have been 2001. There was the first information meeting in our village with the scientifics. They told the story what could happen in future. Nobody was really convinced that it could be, but it was the first step, and you have to take step by step. And we have done then contracts, pre-contracts with our members in the village, and our goal was to have 70% of all the inhabitants behind us. Then we started and built a cooperative in 2004, and after we convinced the banks to give us the money and the ministry to give us the fund, then we started with the implementation in 2004, and then we started in 2005, as mentioned, with the energy production. Now we have produced more than 24 million kilowatt hours electricity and additional heat, and have now 6 years in experience, which is kind of project. And this was mentioned by other villages, and now I can tell you at the end of the presentation, we have more than 60 villages who followed the example of Jühnde. Yeah, the main components are a biogas plant, which is driven by a CHP with 712 kilowatt, and the heating system additionally was based on wooden chips for the heat demand in the winter time. We have a peak load system for heat as well, because when it's very cold, and very cold means around about minus 20 degrees Celsius, that we need an additional heat for this, and this was also a fact that we could convince our people that it is safe and that they have comfortable heat in winter time. Then we have additional hot water grid in our village because it's important to take a look at the energy efficiency. And biogas plants are producing electricity on one side and heat on the other side. And when you take all this energy and make this delivery to the people, then you have done an efficiency factor by around about 80%, and that's very good. Here's a process. We have two processes behind. One is the process with the biogas plant, where crops and manure we take as an input, and out is coming electricity and heat by this technology, which is called this the combined heat and power system. We are driving it with a biogas by 50% methane, and the substratum which coming out we can use for fertilizing the fields again. So we have closed loops. This is very smart. Additionally, we burn the wooden chips in the heating system, and heat comes out, of course, and the ash we can also use for fertilizing the fields. With these processes, we can save annually more than 3,000 tons for carbon dioxide. Okay, here you have a picture how it looked like during the harvesting process. So you see the input we are taken from the fields nearby, including the main manure from the farms. Here's a picture how the plant looks like. We have the digester behind and the CHP, and on the left you have the loader where all the input is feed in, and daily about 35 tons we feed in, and additionally the manure, 25 tons of the manure, and this gives power daily. Here on the other side there is the wooden chip heating system with this boiler. This boiler here, and here we can store the wooden chips under a roof, and the wooden chips come from the forest nearby, from all this wood we can take. Additionally, we use this hot water grid. Here in the north of Jühnde, we have the plant, and the hot water grid starts here, and the red lines represent the hot water grids. The green points are the farms, and we have now connected 145 households to this hot water grid. Yeah, here are some pictures how it looked like in 2005. So we built this hot water grid, but it's important to tell you that this is a very nice infrastructure to deliver heat to the households. And this infrastructure, we guess that it is an investment for the next 15 years. So our children, they will have benefit additionally, and the energy production could change. We could have more efficient technology, but to distribute it, we can use this water grid in the future as well. Electricity production, here are some figures for the specialists. We can produce with our energy technology around about 5 million kilowatt hours. I've figured here our forecast for this year because we have some technical problems, but we will reach around about 4.8 million. And here on the right, there are the figures by month, and you see it's not a regular line. We have an up and down, of course, because it's a technique, and it works. You have to care about this. You have to be aware that there is a risk too, but you can handle the risk. It's only technology, and you need the knowledge and some money, of course, in your business plan to solve this. But it is possible, and it is possible for people who are living in a village to take this challenge. So for professionals, it's no way to run this business. Here are the figures for the heat production, and of course you can see that what you imagine in summertime you don't need so much heat. You need only heat for the hot water you use in the households, but in winter time, for example, you have a heat demand which of course increases. In December 2010 we had this 8 degree Fahrenheit in order to tell you how cold it is in Jühnde. But this was very interesting that we can deliver the heat under these conditions. So the energy balance for Jühnde, this is very interesting because it takes a new point of view. We have a demand of 4 million kilowatt hour heat annually, 2 million kilowatt hours electricity, and I have calculated, and I'm very glad that Paul mentioned this item as well, according this electromobility that we are using now, 3 million kilowatt hours for transportation, because we are living 10 kilometers far away and I'm driving to my company daily. So this would be a challenge to deliver and to need it for mobility. So on the other side, we have here the figures what we are producing. We are producing with our energy plant 6 million kilowatt hours annually. We're producing 5 million kilowatt hours electricity, and nothing for mobility at this point. But together you have an amount of 11 million of kilowatt hours annually, so that covers more than 100% of that what the people are taken annually. And so we say when we could add this e-mobility factor, then we are able to produce all this energy what we need for our life. The important factors I've mentioned are the people and the power cycle to integrate people. That's what we have here. You have to do a lot of information to the people that they understand it. In our village, there are living regular people who has nothing to do with electricity or something like this, but to explain it in the words they understand, that's important, that they feel comfortable with this, and then to motivate them by the goals which are set, that they think about their situation, how the future should be liked, and then a very important point that there is a participation. That means that you give some small task to the people that they can do something. They want to have access personally, and so this is also very good. And then, of course, to have this action to do something, not only to speak about this, to do something and to go the next step. Okay, so we had in our villages during this project a lot of village assemblies, street discussions. We involved the people to find the solution here, for example, where to build the hot water grid in their garden. We had workshops and so on. So we cared a lot of all individuals to convince them, and this was one of the success factors that all the people are following our goals. With this cooperative, there's a very nice organization structure. for this kind of business. We have 195 members in our cooperative, and a full-time worker in the plant, a deputy administration, and some small work for a specialist for electro tasks. We have a board of directors which are doing all this management work, and the supervisory board where we involved the people who drove the process from the beginning. Financing and funds. At the beginning there was the planning phase, which costs around 512,000 euro, and we could get some funds from the ministry and from European Union fund. And this is important. What I want to tell you here, we have to we could collect 50,000 bucks from the inhabitants in Jühnde, and we told them that is risk capital. It could be that it is a way. If we couldn't make a good project plan, a good business plan, so be aware, but it is a small part for the future, and if you take this money, you could win, and we are convinced that it will work. So we involve the people by paying a small a part in this project, and afterwards we made this implementation by this amount of 7 million. We took a capital from the people who are living in Jühnde, around about 700,000 bucks, a credit and some funds from the Ministry of Germany. So we have a rate of around about 30% of the funds. But this was necessary because at this time the oil price was at a level of 35 euro cent, and today it's more than double. Imagine, in this time it doubles. So the economical development you see here in these figures are, of course, that at the start in 2004, 2005, we invested, of course, in our project. Then afterwards, we could earn some money and compensate the losses. So we are now at the point that we have additional money to give some money back to the people. That's not so much, but they feel comfortable. They have now a very good economical project. It's ecological wise, and it's very safe, and they feel very comfortable. Okay, that's the story, and after we started in 2005, we got a lot of visitors in Jühnde, and therefore we established a center New Energy where we could handle all the people. And I told Paul before that 2 months ago we had a group from Fukushima which was coming to us and asking, is this plant a solution for our energy future? And we could show them how it works, and they took the ideas, and we are very proud that we could give them the experience. With this center, we are caring now about this additional point to develop the electromobility. And with car sharing concepts, for example, because it's not necessary that every inhabitant buys cars. It's necessary that he can take it in order to do his transportation tasks. So we are now caring, and it's starting in Germany. It's at a very low level, but we think there's a future to have this e-mobility. Here are some other the map with the other Belgian energy villages which followed now in Germany. Not all are taking the 100% concept. It is important to do something and to have a look what kind of resources you have. Some are taking windmills additionally, some are taking photovoltaic additionally, and have in mind that they want to produce the energy which they are using at the location where they are living, that we don't have to transport the energy. That's the way. And when you find here under this internet link, you can take a look at how they are designed. Okay, so summary. Jühnde, the first bioenergy village in Germany, we showed that it is possible to implement such a project It was a pilot project, of course, with a strong learning curve. And we have some experience, and there are good news and bad news, of course. It's real life what you are doing with this kind of plant, but we are convinced that we did a very good investment for future, and we are proud that we could inspire a lot of villages and a lot of regions worldwide to think about their own situation. And I guess that is a very nice example how community power can work, and if you convince the people, get them together, you can move mountains from A to B. Okay, thank you very much.